Abusua micha na mo akwaba sonko so emra eye be media GH so abusua the oral team no oma ye ready say every single man bi akokodi obi anchen bia no they are going to retrieve team oral no ayo mo adwen say bibi biara akokodi eye ekuo bi ho a je say eye aban ajapade na say aban sika de omo ebeje odi ntia make sa asem we okujeto Ablakwa ba bonten de say bia ba betudwa on live TV with a valid document or chere say before ye papa OforiAtta ebe free a finance ministry no aka 5 days so be free a finance ministry no OforiAtta etumi approve a 34.9 million ambulance spare parts deal before be free aban mu or approve sa ade no obe free the finance minister no approve 34.9 million US dollars say yemfa nkra a ambulance spare parts. Ambulance papers and so ambulance now more cra by that the 307 ambulances no and no more cra just say more well prove 34.9 million no say you fan cra a year in spare parts and famba or just that very day now or sign instructed the controller accountant general department say almost release a year 10 million US dollars for that deal no just a 34.9 million and the cover a year spare parts no so very day no surgeon so say controller accountant general no ensa release and answer almost so enfa a year 10 million US dollars no almost enfa enye that deal no okujeto Ablakwa ba bonten de nsem bibi na de na ede atudwa ene enwoma mo de saska no ede eyeye no okujeto Ablakwa on live TV reveal nsem bibi me pese me kasa bewa me pese me kasa be tintu na ha eye be media GH so se ene de dika wani twa channel so ne de kwanse be so be jembe no subscribe like no abo ahia ma fofo pensem bi atie enya bi atie yenche ho no yenko ti ensem a okujeto Ablakwa ede atudwa na se wi na se wadwonche bi a ya bomodin na ya kire ya dwuna busu abahia no so se na asem nim yie ya we se okujeto Ablakwa e ka eye oral team na ono na echese oka ho eno sanso eye the leader of the team oral enti sansem we okujeto Ablakwa this time on aba bontin a okeka no de na susu se nyame ya adom na se e papa John Dramani Mahama e ba ban mu a omo e de beye eye OforiAtta one oba refund this scam and answer omo beye ne den me person kasa be wan yenko ni nkoti ensem no mu enchire mu enfri eye okujeto Ablakwa ho emergency a yedase
saying when we all thought that after considerable agitation and incessant demand for the Honorable OforiAtta to just leave the finance ministry, and we all thought that he had wreaked enough havoc and that he will go in peace and quiet. Latest intercepted documents reveal that he will have none of that, and that he will give us the final blow.
Really?
He left that ministry with a vengeance. So the documents, copies of which I brought here, show that 5 days to his leaving, you know, the reshuffle was on the 14th of February this year, the Valentine's Day reshuffle. The Honorable OforiAtta shockingly approved a $34.9 million ambulance spare parts deal. And on that same day, instructed the Controller and Accountant General to release the equivalent of $10 million for that deal.
Hold on, $34 million.
$34.9 million just for spare parts.
Spare parts?
Yes.
For what specifically?
For the ambulances, the 307 ambulances that President Akufo-Addo commissioned.
That was commissioned somewhere in
2019. 2019. Yes. So let me read the letter. 9 February 2024. Re-establishment of letters of credit in favor of MS Service Ghana Auto Group Limited to procure spare parts for 307 units of ambulance vehicles. Please refer to the Ministry of Health letter MOHKA 317/17/01 dated 6 December 2023 on the above subject. We write to acknowledge receipt of your request for an amount of 34,904,505 US dollars, pardon me, to 34.9 million US dollars for the procurement of spare parts for the maintenance of the 307 Mercedes-Benz ambulances purchased in 2019. This ministry is only able to fund up to the tune of $10 million out of the amount requested, and recommended that the Ministry of Health finances the difference through the NHIA, counting on your usual cooperation. So this is addressed to the Minister for Health, the Honorable Ajima Meno. Then, on that same day, 9 February 2024, OforiAtta in this letter, signed by him.
So, forgive me, the first letter you read was also from the Finance Ministry?
Also from the Finance Ministry. And it was addressed to the Minister for Health, approving the $34.9 million request and saying that they will finance $10 million and that the National Health Insurance Authority should finance the rest. So on that same day, they write to the Controller Accountant General, and it's signed by the Honorable OforiAtta, the establishment of letters of credit in favor of MS Service Ghana Auto Group Limited to procure spare parts for 307 units of ambulance vehicles. Please refer to the Ministry of Health letter number, I've already read the reference, dated 6 December 2023 on the above subject. Authority is hereby conveyed to you to release the sum of $10 million to the Minister of Health to enable him pay for the procurement of spare parts for 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances. The amount of $10 million being the equivalent of 120,711,000 Ghana cedis, when converted at the exchange rate of 1:12.0711, should be charged as per the attached specific warrant. The Controller Accountant General is also requested to arrange with the Bank of Ghana to establish letters of credit to the tune of $10 million, which amounts to 120.7 million Ghana cedis when converted at the exchange rate above. By copy of this letter, the Chief Director, Minister of Health, is being informed that any unforeseen charges that may arise because of this transaction will be charged to the Ministry of Health's 2024 Goods and Services budget. Thank you. I have also tracked further, and I have all the payment vouchers on this transaction from the GiveMe system, and it confirms that very promptly, and I'll leave copies with you, that very promptly after this letter, by the 23rd of February 2024, this 120.7 million Ghana cedis had been released to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. Now, what is interesting is that Service Auto Group Ghana Limited is a company registered over a year after the ambulances arrived. No real track record. April 2020, the ambulances had been commissioned by the president sometime in March of 2019. Yeah. Then, what is even worrying is that the Auditor General decided to carry out a special audit. That special audit is available online. Listeners can go on the Auditor General's website. It's called the Performance Audit of the National Ambulance Service. Performance Audit. The Auditor General shockingly discovered that this arrangement, this MOU which was signed, this contracting of this company, Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, which was done uncompetitively, they were just handpicked. According to the Auditor General, and I've quoted copiously from the Auditor General's report, they say, one, this company engaged in inflated invoicing. Their invoices were inflated. There was no value for money. Two, the Auditor General discovered that this company does not even have adequate staff, and that there are several instances where they got staff of the National Ambulance Service to do the servicing. Can you believe that?
What year was this special audit done?
It was released on the 25th of May 2022, so 2 years ago. The Auditor General also revealed that after going through the entire arrangement, this arrangement did not inure, to use their words verbatim, it did not inure to the benefit of the National Ambulance Service. They didn't follow the maintenance schedules, and they did not follow the servicing procedures. So in other words, Ghana didn't get value for money. This is the same company, if you recall, that was responsible for that viral video a couple of years ago, where ambulances sent to them for servicing, they use it to carry cement. This is the same company. And this is a company that, according to the Auditor General, they didn't even have their own garage. They were using state assets. So, very damning audit. How on earth will any minister who loves the country, who values value for money and due diligence, after this audit report, and all of us are giving copies of this audit report, particularly the Ministry of Finance, all ministers are giving copies. The Ministry of Health will have a copy. All MPs were giving copies of this audit report. The audit report is still available online. Why will you?
Is it the performance audit report of the Auditor General on fleet management of the National Ambulance Service?
Exactly. And you go through. There was even a recommendation that this company pays back money to the state. That is how damning the report is. Now, after all of this, what we expected is that this contract will have been abrogated so that you look for some better company. There are so many auto servicing companies in our country with impeccable track record. Instead of this, as usual, and the same modus operandi. Let's hurriedly call our cronies, let's set up something, and no competitive process. I bet you if it was a competitive tender process, this company will be nowhere near this transaction. But you see, what even makes my tummy, ache, and I'm just sick and depressed, is that when you break it down, $34.9 million is $113,000 per ambulance. I went online, and today you can order fully equipped brand new Mercedes-Benz, even more modern than what we have, for less. And I've put up in my write-up, I've put up a number of websites that people can go to and check. You can just Google the cost of a brand new ambulance. So why are we spending $113,000 on spare parts when we can actually get a brand new fully equipped ambulance? Meanwhile, this company, according to the GIFMIS assessment I have done, we have already, between 2020, when they were brought on board, to 2023, in 3 years, we've already paid them 150 million Ghana cedis.
For maintenance?
Yes, just maintenance, servicing. 150 million. So if you add that 150 million to this $34.9 million, we are talking in excess of over 650 million, which is twice, actually more than twice, how much we paid for these ambulances. These ambulances arrived at $54 million, according to the minister. That's what she told the press at the time, Special Development, Honorable Hawa Kumsin, that it cost us $54 million. If you look at the exchange rate at the time, what this company is benefiting so far is more than twice the value of these ambulances. So we are better off buying new ambulances. I mean, did we buy these ambulances to save lives, or it became another trade, loot and share scheme? It's unbelievable.
An argument has been made that if you were to buy all the spare parts for a particular any vehicle, the amount you would spend on buying the individual parts to make up that same vehicle would cost you more than to buy the vehicle itself, because the individual parts are sold at a premium. And that if a company is being asked to do maintenance, they are required to basically buy every part that would be needed for a particular vehicle, because you don't know which one will break down. So an argument is being submitted that is why it costs more per ambulance.
Kojo, I know you are playing the devil's advocate. Look, you are going to service based on the state of our ambulances. For some, it may be a battery change that is required. Others, you may have to probably change the engine. Maybe for some, it's a vulcanizer issue, So you can't tell us, because in my constituency, my ambulance is functioning. It's in top shape. And we all commended the president for the one district, one ambulance initiative. Except that at the time, we didn't know that it will lead to another create, loot, and share scheme. So you cannot tell us that you are buying every part. As if we are trying to assemble, we are trying to, remake these ambulances. So please, what's happening in this country? Some of the schemes you just go through, and it's like, look, this is, at least if you put in an effort, try and cover some things up small. What's this? We spent 150 million already. Then we are going to spend $34.9 million.
What do we know about this company, this service auto company?
Yeah, so I have secured the articles of incorporation. They were incorporated 24th April 2020. And the directors, we have Osman Inusa, Khalil Dauda, Stephen Okoro. And that's one thing that also features strongly. You see a lot of Nigerians in this whole arrangement. Mohammed Nurulak, another Nigerian. There's Charles Oponchicheku, Samuel Bannerman, Alvin Mensah. Reading up on these directors, I wonder what due diligence was done, because there's some of them who have issues in the courts. One is an ex-convict and all of that. It's not clear what kind of due diligence was done. But yes, so that's it. April 2020, this is put together more than a year after the ambulances arrived, and others were not given the chance to competitively participate.